What's up guys, it's Cameron, and in this video I'm going to go over 5 tips to help you dropship on TikTok shops. Tip number 1, I actually learned this myself from someone in the private group, so it's worth joining, link in the description for that. But she told me that she just does $5 shipping across the board, and I added that, was able to lower my prices because of that, and now I make about $10. I sell really like low cost items, but I make $10 basically every single time I make a sale now. I made $5 shipping across the board, and the reason you want to do that is because TikTok is going to discount that shipping a lot more than they're going to discount the products themselves. So these customers find your product, they are most likely offered free shipping, which you get paid for anyway, so you don't lose anything, but they get a discount. It's a win-win for you. TikTok eats that cost. And then sometimes they also get discounted on the product, but either way, it allows you to keep your product price a little lower. And then win-win, like I said. Tip number 2, as you start selling, you will get messages, direct messages in your TikTok seller, like DMs basically, of content creators, and a lot of them are just affiliate creators, which is great, offering to make videos for your products if you send them a free sample. And a lot of them are actually just a big body of Chinese text, or I say Chinese, that's probably wrong anyway. It's just some kind of like Asian, obviously like language text that I don't understand because I don't read it. I just need you to respond to them as fast as you can saying no thank you. Just no thank you. And just to be super transparent, I know in Dan and Stone's course that I really like, they talk about getting with affiliate creators. I haven't done that yet, so I can't speak to it. I've created affiliate videos myself for other sellers. But anyway, you want to respond if this isn't something you're into and you don't want to try to figure it out right now, which again, I never have and I'm doing just fine. Respond no thank you right away. It will make sure that your response rate doesn't get dinged. One time I started just ignoring these messages and they count as messages from customers. So if you don't respond to them, it actually affects your account health, and it will say that your response time rate is very low, and that might, affect whether or not you get exposure to your products or not. So just basically, if I get a message at all, if it's not an actual customer with a problem, which is very, very rare, 95% of the time, it's somebody just asking if they can sell my products. I just say, no, thank you, and move on. And if they respond again. Just respond saying like, thanks, or just something to end the conversation where you're the last person who commented or sent a message, because I've gotten dinged on that, where like the conversation's technically over. They just said thank you or okay, no worries or something, but it still says you haven't responded to that last message. So you want to make sure that you get those responded to as fast as possible, and it'll keep your account healthy. Tip number 3, I've gotten violation points for this. Make sure, and I go over this in my product research course, make sure that there's no question that your products could not offend anybody. They're not offensive. If it's kind of borderline where you're like, well, it doesn't technically say anything offensive, but it's implied that it's offensive, you can a lot of times get the violations removed, but it's really not worth the headache, and the hassle just kind of sucks. So it's best if you just avoid products that could be offensive at all. This includes political things and stuff like that. I know in my course, I have a political product in there that is on that line, and I still sell that product just about every single day, multiple times. It's weird. I'll go like one day where it doesn't sell at all, but then I'll go another day where I get 10 sales on it. It's just the weirdest thing, but I sell it all year long. I sold it back on Facebook back in the day. It's like an evergreen product. So I'm telling you, don't do offensive products because it's too risky. This one actually did get a violation and get removed off of the platform, but I fought it and they let me put it back on, and I've been selling it since. So that's kind of like a one-off though. Anyway, I don't need to tell you like, hey, it does work, but don't do it. But kind of. I would just avoid it. It's really not worth the headache. And I've gotten other products removed, and they're like not appealable. And they're like things that I uploaded that I didn't even realize I had uploaded. And it was just it's a whole thing. And now I have violation points sitting on my account that should have gone away after 60 to 90 days originally when they got there. Still there, way past the 90-day mark. So don't trust that. Don't trust the fall off. Just try to avoid violations as much as possible. All right, the next one. Just when you upload things, what I do personally, if you're going to take any advice from me, I upload 10 products at a time. I maybe only upload 1 to 3 times per month. So I really don't upload very many things very often. The reason I do about 10, and of course, that's not a direct science to that, upload what you want. But when I upload, because I use Fox Lister, so I'll go through Amazon, I'll find a bunch of products that I think are great. I'll just open them up in separate tabs in my browser, and then I'll copy paste those URLs into the bulk uploader in Fox Lister, and then I'll upload them all at once, and they're right on my shop immediately. Since it's only 10, what it allows me to do is it allows me to go into these products and search the descriptions, because I haven't paid attention to what descriptions got uploaded. And I want you to scan to see if it says anything about like log into Amazon.com or anything like that. You'd be surprised how often I find that. And the only reason I look now, which is why I have a tip about it, is because I've gotten violation points for those things being in the descriptions of my products. If it mentions another website or another retailer or anything like that, any other website at all, even if it's a brand name and it's not a .com website, go in there and remove it. I've gotten violation points for basically something along the lines of like directing customers to another website. It's not the violation people are getting right now where it's like instructed customer to pay outside of the platform. It's a different one slightly, where it's just telling people to go to another website. I've gotten away with that. Here's a little bonus tip on that. I've gotten away with getting those violations removed by appealing it. And in the appeal, I basically say, hey, this product was accidentally uploaded like this. That description isn't meant to be in there. I didn't even know this product was uploaded. If you'd please unlock it, I would love to delete it, because again, I didn't even mean to list this product. And every single time I've done that, it actually gets released and I'm able to delete it, because I'd rather just not mess with it at that point. If I said I was going to delete it, just take the loss. Don't list it, because you might not sell it anyway. Just make sure there's no other websites in your description names, and that should set you up for success. And the last tip I just want to talk about, and it's obvious to a lot of you, but make sure you're using Amazon Prime, especially because here in 3 days as of recording this video, by the time you see this video, it'll be less. And honestly, it's probably already lapsed. But on May 20th of 2024, that's when officially you only have 2 business days. And I'm saying business days right now. I actually don't know if it's business days. It might just be 2 days in general. But for the sake of this, you have 2 business days to actually get your stuff shipped out, which is a whole day less than what we're used to. And sometimes that can even be difficult. So we're kind of stuck using Amazon Prime. And as of recording this video today, they just released a letter saying that TBA tracking numbers from Amazon Prime aren't really being listed. You've got a bunch of people being like, they've banned Amazon. Like, no, they haven't. What happens is what really happened is Amazon changed how their tracking numbers work, and it doesn't allow third-party systems to get the updated tracking step by step like what they used to. So it's a little tweak on Amazon's part to control the competition. So TikTok really doesn't have any control of that. There's really nothing they can do about it. So they're basically telling you, like, they got a bunch of steps in there. But you can still get away with that by using Track Taco. They're not a sponsor. There's nothing. I don't get paid for you using Track Taco. It's just what I use. And the reason I'm okay with that, and I'm going to have a whole video about this, is because when I started dropshipping on TikTok shops, I didn't know TBA tracking numbers worked. So for my first, 200 sales, I used Track Taco for every single one of them because I didn't know any better. And I just developed a habit and a system out of it and didn't really think twice. And then it just got easier when I realized I didn't have to do that. So just use something like Track Taco. That's the only one I know of. I'm sure there's others. And you should be good to go. Now, does it have its problems? Sometimes, yes. But if it's the difference between you being like, shoot, and then not doing it at all, like, it's an extra step. It allows you to make some money from your computer. Just do it and quit crying about it. And no, I don't think switching to, every time I hear somebody dropship from eBay, which I'm sure there's a lot of you doing it, it doesn't, like, they always have complaints or they always have like horror stories of how that went wrong. Again, you could probably do it. I haven't tried it from anything other than Amazon. I'm sure Walmart works. I'm sure Home Depot works, all those things, but you're going to be running into really slow shipping times when you do that. So it's just trading one risk for another. I recommend you just do what makes sense to you. All I can tell you, is what I do personally, and I exclusively drop ship on Amazon. I've got like 50 products on my store right now, and I make about $1,000 profit a month from that on one of my stores. So that's all I've got to say. My link in the description for Fox Lister is down there. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Comment if you have any questions or if you have any tips of your own. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.